Welcome back to the second segment of today's program here on the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Rick Wu, where we'll continue our conversation with Professor Chen Yixin from the Graduate Institute of the Americas at the淡江University here in Taipei. Professor Chen, as we know, with the election of Barack Obama as U.S. President back in November of 2008, you wrote an article, in the local media, calling for triple win situation, win-win-win situation for U.S., China, and Taiwan as cross-strait relations continue to evolve. Can you give us a little more explanation about your perspective and how can we achieve that triple win situation?
You have good memory.
Yes, especially for your article.
Yes. My own article.
Yes.
Okay. But so far, I think the three sides, Taiwan, China, and the United States, by and large, are in accord with win-win-win situation.
Yes.
For Taiwan, I think it could benefit if it continue to establish mutual trust with the United States and improve cross-strait relations with China.
Yes.
And as it could benefit a lot, as shown in the case of the inkling of ECFA.
Yeah.
And on China's side, I think China could only benefit. I think Chinese leader will no longer have nightmare about the Taiwan independence movement.
Exactly.
Okay. And on the other hand, and China has improved its relations with the United States significantly, although there are some clashes over China Sea or South China Sea or Yellow Sea issues. And for the United States, I think Washington could benefit too if because it will no longer worry about worry about Taiwan Strait as a spot area, hot spot. Okay, and it could have more freedom to deploy its forces along the areas of conflict, and it has no longer have to put too much focus on the Taiwan Strait. And secondly, he also has he also has developed good relations with China, and so far they have had two strategic and economic dialogues, and their leaders have met a few times.
Yes, of course.
So I think, generally speaking, their relations are good. So the three sides can benefit from the changing environment of Taiwan Strait and the changing environment between China and the United States, and also Taiwan and the United States.
Okay. And as far as you can see today, after a year and a half that Mr. Barack Obama has been in the office, has the pretty much what you expect turned out to be what's happening today? Has there been improved relations on the three sides, and that will continue to contribute to the stability of cross-strait relations?
I think the United States has always shown its interest in improving cross-strait dialogues, starting from the DPP ruling period. At that time, U.S. continued to call for a resumption of cross-strait dialogues. Of course, the DPP government didn't accept that offer. And once Manjo was in power, I think he made a lot of contribution to the improvement of cross-strait relations. And this is what the United States is more than willing to see. And second, I think the Obama administration is even trying to convince Taiwan in particular to accept or to establish CBMs, confidence building measures with China, because the United States believes that the cross-strait relations will be further stabilized if they can establish some CBMs. So, of course, as you know, there are many second-track meetings in Taiwan and the United States. I don't know whether there are some track 2 meeting in Beijing or China, but I think the United States is trying to see some improvement on the basic levels of CBMs across the strait. Because the United States knows very well that there will be high-level CBMs, like a hotline between the two leaders, or a meeting between the two leaders, or joint military drills. This is what the United States were worried.
Yes, that's right.
Across the strait. Also, China has continued to propose such an idea to have close-trade joint military drills in China's South Sea, but this is something we cannot do now.
Not right now.
And not the right time. Even in the long run, I'm not sure whether it is a good act between the two sides of Taiwan Strait.
Yes. And Professor Chen, let's turn to another one of your specialty areas, and that is American domestic politics. As we know, this year, in November of 2010, there will be the midterm congressional and gubernatorial elections in the U.S. And after Mr. Obama's been in office for 2 years, this is actually the midterm election for the president. And how would you rate the chances, the prospects for both the Democratic Party and also the Republican Party this year in their congressional and gubernatorial races in the U.S.?
I have my this is my own opinion, not reflecting any institution or even university. Actually, I think Taiwan needs both Democrats and the Republicans in the Congress. We need their support in both parties, in both houses. And actually, we know there will be some changing environment if the Republicans win, because according to my long-term observation, the Democrats are always very cautious in terms of arms sale to Taiwan. They never, when the Democrats are in power, they never sell sophisticated weapon system to Taiwan. Also, they dispatched aircraft carrier battle groups to Taiwan Strait, but they never sell sophisticated weapons. If they did sell sophisticated weapon system to Taiwan, they keep the soft will in Guangdao, in Guang, or not in Taiwan. So only in case of emergency we can apply for the use of such sophisticated weapons. So I think the climate will change if the Republicans dominated both the houses, but they can only call for more sophisticated weapon system to Taiwan, but they cannot decide. We have to remember Obama is still the president, and he will have the final say. He's still in charge of the executive branch. So would you think that even with a Republican majority, for example, in the Senate or in the House or both, will there be likely more, calls for weapon sales to Taiwan? And how would the Republican-controlled Congress react differently to cross-strait relations, especially with U.S.-China relations? I think in Obama's first term, I don't think that he will make a very important decision to sell a submarine. Maybe F-16CD after 2011. Particularly after Hu Jintao's visit to the States, and after they solved the many contradictions, maybe the United States will sell with China's understanding. So far, the United States still abiding by the TRA, Taiwan Relations Act. They also abiding by the so-called Six Assurance, in which one of the assurance said that the United States will never negotiate with China before U.S. arms sale to Taiwan. But they don't have to negotiate on table, but they can pass words each other. So this is something we cannot control. So and given the financial and political pressure on the United States, it is understandable that the Obama administration will more or less accommodate to China's request, one way or another. But we don't know.
Let's move on to something a little less sensitive politically. That is the U.S. visa waiver program, okay? This is something, of course, we've been trying for many, many years. Of course, our citizens today can, do without visa to many countries, including, England and Japan. And certainly we would like to see that happening, the visa waiver program also apply to the United States. At the current moment, there's only 4 Asian countries that hold such a, a right or a privilege, which is South Korea, Japan, or Brunei, and Singapore. Okay, we certainly like to be one of the next countries in Asia that can do that. What do you think are the difficulties that we need to overcome in terms of getting the visa waiver program?
Yes, we Taiwan people are eager or more than willing to be a member of visa waiver program.
Yes.
But the main reason behind the U.S. reservation is that there are still many Taiwan people who do not change their passport with a new ID system.
Okay.
This is what the United States worry most.
Okay.
So once Taiwan people's passport have been changed to changed with a new ID system, the United States can identify who is not part of the so-called
questionable activities.
Questionable activity or questionable people. Yeah.
Yes.
Who will not be allowed to enter the United States, but they use Taiwan's passport to get in.
Okay.
So, and I also question the AIT official. I told them Britain, Japan, and many
Singapore,
other countries offer us visa waiver. If you continue to insist not to offer us a visa waiver, I think your popularity will be lower than this country.
Yes, that's right. So we certainly hope that we will see a breakthrough in that area in the coming months. And we're going to take another short break on our program. When we come back, we will continue our conversation with Professor Chen I-Hsin from the Graduate Institute of the Americas at淡江University. I'll see you in just a few minutes.